Here's all my packing cubes. Oh, are packing cubes worth it? I have so many. All right. We have a lot of packing cubes here. Are they worth it? I hemmed and hawed about these things and I did not want to pay the money to get them originally. So I bought a few on Amazon and I tested them out on a trip, and it turns out I really like them. They're great. I'm going to tell you why you may want to get them and maybe why you wouldn't get them. Let's go. When I first started buying packing cubes, I thought I would be able to shove a whole bunch of extra clothes in my suitcase by putting them in these cubes, compressing them down, because these are compression cubes, a lot of them. And then I'd be able to fit more stuff in my carry-on, and I want to travel carry-on only. So this is going to help me do it, right? Wrong. All right, let's get rid of these. So let's talk about packing cubes and why you may or may not want to use them. Packing cubes, in the end, my decision is yes, I do like packing cubes, but not for the reasons that I thought I would like them. I thought they were going to help me bring more things with me on my carry-on baggage. I'd be able to stuff more things in there and take more things. Well, that's just not the case. In fact, if you're going to fly carry-on only, some airlines have weight restrictions on your carry-on. So if you are going to smash as much stuff as possible into your carry-on and pack it in as tight as you can with compression cubes and all that, well, more than likely, your carry-on is going to end up being too heavy. And then you're going to have to check your bag. If you don't mind about checking your bag, it's fine. It doesn't matter. But my goal was to get everything into carry-ons. So for a carry-on traveler, all this does is make you think you could take more items, your bag's too heavy, potentially, and then you're gonna have to check it anyway. So there are two different types of packing cubes. There's just regular packing cubes that zip close and that's it. It keeps things organized. Then there are these compression cubes, which make you think you're gonna get it all compressed down and put more stuff in your suitcase. And you will fit more in your suitcase if you use these, but then you're probably gonna have to check your bag. So just keep that in mind. So these things, once you put all the stuff in, you put it in the main pocket here. You're gonna zip it up, and then you're gonna compress it down with the second zipper that closes everything. So once you do that, things get really smashed in there. They're probably gonna be a bit more wrinkled, and if they compress too much, then you may as well check the bag. So you have to think about which type is going to work for you. So I use these now just for organization. I don't compress them down, or if I do compress them down, I only do it part way until things are in there kind of snug, and then that's it. That's good enough for me, and then I put it in. I'm not going to pack more clothes just because I have more space. I try to travel light and to carry on only, and I don't want my suitcase to be packed full of clothes. In fact, I think it's a good idea to have a little bit of room in your suitcase, because what I have found happens is if I'm traveling carry-on only and I'm wearing all my heaviest things on the plane and then I have my suitcase packed, once I get to my destination, there's no extra room in there for those heavy clothes. What if I'm wearing the light clothes that day because it's warm out? I can't fit the heavy clothes in the suitcase because it was already packed too tightly before I put the heavy clothes in there. So now I can't even get it closed. So it just doesn't work. So it's better if you have some space. Only take what you need. Don't take a bunch of what if items. I will put links to how to pack and carry on only up here and here or at the end, and then you can kind of learn about that if that's something that you're interested in. Hey, if you're learning anything from this video that's going to help you out, please hit the like and subscribe. It will really help my channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's get back to it. I do like having these little bags, say, for laundry. You can put dirty laundry in them as well. I like separating my items, and I'll show that in a couple of my videos. I can show you about that I will link up there. Putting shoes in something like that, it keeps those dirty shoes off of your clothes. So that is a huge benefit of having these. When I first considered buying these, I thought I was going to use all these little bags and then I was going to be frustrated because I didn't know where my stuff was. Like, which bag is it in? Which bag is it in? So that turned out to not be a problem. I can remember which bag things are in. In fact, I remember very well. And then what happens is if you're looking for things, you pull everything out. And then normally, if you don't use packing cubes, everything's a big mess. You start pulling things out, and then before you know it, the piles are all smushing together and your clothes are all getting mixed up and you don't know where the shirts are, where the pajamas are, where the this or that is. When I use these packing cubes, I know exactly where everything is. And I can say, oh, I don't need to pull stuff out of that bag because that doesn't have the stuff I want. It's in this other bag. And then I can also pull that item out, zip it back up, put everything back in my suitcase like that. And if I'm using a backpack, like that. You know how backpacks are. If you're traveling by backpack, which I've done a ton of, the thing you want is always deep inside the backpack. It's always like down there in the bottom somewhere, and then you've got to pull everything out to get that item, and then you're going to put everything back in, and it's just impossible to stay organized. With these packing cubes, you can stay organized in a backpack really easily. So wow, that would have been nice to have back in the 90s when I was really backpacking a lot. Anyway, maybe they were around then. I didn't know about them. But I know about them now, and I use them now, and I find them to be very helpful for organization, for easy packing and unpacking. So I can honestly say that I highly recommend them. I love them. I have tons of them now. I use them myself. I use them with my family. I've loaned them out to friends. I've converted people. People love them. So these are a great way. That's why I make a lot of noise. So, so these are a great way to travel and stay organized and keep your sanity. I don't think they're great if you're just trying to smash more clothes into your suitcase. I mean, maybe they're great for that, but that's not how I like to travel. If you want to travel that way, you will save space. You will probably have to check your bag, but you'll probably be able to get in, I'd say about 25% more clothing if you're using the compression bags properly. And that's a lot. So you might want to check these out too. I'll link the ones I got below. If you learned anything from this video, please give me a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button. I will put some links to how to pack for fall in Europe and how to pack in a personal item only. So please go check those out, and I will see you there. Happy travels.